Welcome to an immersive exploration of Wachizi Tetsujiro, a pivotal figure in modern Japanese philosophy, and how his relational ethics resonate with inner ontology. Wachizi, born in 1889 and passing in 1960, lived through Japan's imperial expansion, wartime turmoil, and post-war reconstruction, posing a philosophy that emphasized human existence as inherently social and spatial. He rejected Western individualism, proposing instead that the self emerges through aidagara, the betweenness of relationships, intertwined with cultural and environmental contexts. Ayo complements this by viewing reality as a generative field of inner indistincts, where inner coherence and outer differentiation entangle to produce relational structures, from personal identity to cosmic patterns. This synthesis transforms Wachizi's ethics into a universal ontology, existence as participatory rhythm, bridging Eastern relationalism with contemporary science and philosophy for insights into self, society, and the world. Picture Japan in the early 20th century, a nation hurtling toward modernity, grappling with Western ideas, plodding in through Meiji reforms, while clinging to ancient traditions like Confucianism and Buddhism. Imperial ambitions clashed with democratic stirrings, and intellectuals sought to a uniquely Japanese path amid global tensions. Into this era stepped Wachizi Tetsujiro, a scholar who studied in Germany under Heidegger but returned to critique Western philosophy's focus on isolated individuals. Influenced by his Zen upbringing and Kyoto school peers, Wachizi argued that human being is not solitary but deeply embedded in social and environmental webs. Wachizi's life mirrored these themes. As a professor at Kyoto and Tokyo universities, he wrote during the Pacific War, navigating censorship while advocating ethical renewal. His exile from academia in the 1930s for liberal views fueled works like Fudo, Climate, where he explored how geography shapes culture. Think of how humid Japanese summers foster communal rituals, unlike the arid individualism of Western deserts. Post-war, he emphasized reconstruction through relational ethics, seeing society as a living network where personal growth depends on mutual care. This context reflects Japan's broader quest for identity, blending Eastern holism with Western rationality. Wachizi drew from Confucian relationality, where self is defined by roles in family and community, and Taoist harmony with nature, while engaging in Nietzsche's will to power and Heidegger's being in the world. His philosophy became a tool for cultural resistance, urging Japan to reclaim its relational roots amid industrialization's alienating effects. From an IO perspective, Wachizi's era embodies entangled asymmetries, cultural forces demanding directional balance. His aidagara parallels IOI's pre-categorical potentials, allowing emergent relations without rigid separations, echoing Kyoto School's non-dual thought. Tetsujiro's philosophy, a rich tapestry that challenges Western individualism and celebrates the interconnected fabric of human existence. At its core is the concept of aidagara, which translates to betweenness or interhuman relations. This isn't just a fancy word for social connections. It's Wachizi's way of saying that who we are as humans unfolds not inside our isolated minds, but in the dynamic spaces between us. Picture this. Unlike René Descartes' famous I think therefore I am, which starts with a solitary self pondering in a vacuum, Wachizi flips the script. He insists that I am only makes sense through we are. Our identity emerges from relationships, like threads in a web where each tug affects the whole. Take a simple example. A heartfelt conversation between friends. In Watch's view, it's not two separate egos battling it out, or exchanging ideas like trading cards. Instead, it's a shared rhythm, a dance where one person's words subtly shape the other's thoughts, emotions, and even sense of self. Over time, this interaction creates a mutual identity that's greater than the sum of its parts. This relational self is incredibly dynamic and contextual. In your family, you might embody the role of a nurturing parent or a respectful child. In society, you could be a collaborative colleague or an engaged citizen. Either gara dissolves those rigid ego boundaries we often cling to, turning ethics into a practice of nurturing and sustaining these interconnections. It's about fostering trust, reciprocity, and harmony in the between spaces, rather than imposing rules from an abstract moral code. But Watchis doesn't stop at human-to-human relations. He layers Aidagara across multiple dimensions to show its depth. On the interpersonal level, it's the everyday bonds, like friendships or mentor-student dynamics, where empathy and mutual understanding build over time. Institutionally, it extends to things like laws, education systems, or governance structures. These aren't cold mechanisms, but relational frameworks that shape how we interact as a community. And existentially, Aidagara reaches into our betweenness with nature and the broader world, reminding us that humans aren't detached observers, but participants in a larger way of existence. This multi-layered approach draws heavily from Confucian ideas of role-based ethics, where self-cultivation happens through social roles, and Zen Buddhism's emphasis on non-duality, blurring the lines between self and other. Complementing Aidagara is another groundbreaking concept, Fudo, often translated as climate or milieu. But don't just think of this as just weather forecast or seasonal changes. Watchis uses Fudo to describe the environmental metrics that profoundly molds culture, character, and even our ways of thinking. He argues that humans are embodied beings, deeply embedded in their physical surroundings, which influence everything from social norms to aesthetic sensibilities. For instance, in his book Fudo, Climate and Culture, Watchis contrasts different climatic zones. In Japan's humid, monsoon-driven environment with its lush landscapes and frequent rains, people develop a collectivist mindset, emphasizing group harmony and sensitivity to nature's cycles. Think of the Japanese tradition of hanami, or cherry blossom viewing. The fleeting beauty of the petals reminds everyone of life's impermanence, fostering a shared cultural appreciation that's tied to the seasonal rhythm. In contrast, arid desert climates like those in parts of the Middle East or the American Southwest might encourage individualistic resilience and a more confrontational relationship with nature, where survival demands personal ingenuity against harsh elements. Fudo shows that our bodies aren't private, sealed of pastilles. They are extensions of the world itself, shaped by seasons, landscapes, architecture, and even urban layout. A crowded Tokyo subway, for example, isn't just a mode of transport. It's a forced exercise in relational awareness, where strangers must navigate personal space, eye contact, and subtle courtesies, turning a mundane commute into a microcosm of Aidagara. This environment embedding anticipates modern ecological ethics, pollution or deforestation doesn't just harm the planet. It disrupts our aidagara with the earth, preying the communal health and cultural bonds that depend on a balanced milieu. What is the insight here is that culture isn't an abstract invention. It's a lively response to food, making philosophy embodied and place-specific. Now let's tie this all together with what is ethics, most fully developed in his major work, Rinrigaku. Ethics as the study of man. He critiques Western philosophers like Immanuel Kant, whose universal moral duties such as act only according to that maximum whereby you can at the same time will that it should become a universal law, feel too abstract and detached from real life contexts. For Watsuji, morality isn't a set of timeless rules applied from above. It emerges organically from the relational spatial field of aidagara and hudo. True goodness comes from harmonizing your individual desires with the wholeness of the social and environmental way. Imagine a jazz musician improvising in an orchestra. You have freedom to express yourself, but only by listening and responding to the group's flow do you create something beautiful and cohesive. That's what is the ethical ideal, situational, communal, and adaptive. A key element here is his integration of Buddhist emptiness or mu, nothingness. Watsuji uses mu to emphasize self-negation. Ethical action often requires emptying your ego, letting go of selfish attachments to fully participate in aidagara. This isn't about self-erasure. It's a transformative process where negation leads to affirmation, but this raises tensions in his philosophy. How do you preserve individuality in such a relational fusion? Watsuji resolves this through a dialectical movement inspired by Hegel's dialectics. Self-negation, letting go of isolation, dialectically leads to a renewed, enriched self-affirmation within deeper connections. It's like pruning a tree. Cutting back allows for stronger growth. Philosophically, this blends Hegel's relational progression, where opposites synthesize into higher unity, with Zhen's call for direct embodied insight, bypassing intellectual over-analysis. Socially, Watsuji's ethics implies that morality is a cultural practice. Rituals like tea ceremonies or seasonal festivals cultivate aidagara by training people in attentiveness and reciprocity. Education should foster relational skills, not just knowledge. Governance must build trust through policies that enhance communal bonds, like community spaces or environmental protections. His holism paints existence as a woven tapestry. Every action is a thread. Pull one selfishly and the whole praise, leading to social discord or ecological harm. Weave harmoniously through empathy, adaptation, and mutual care, and beauty, meaning, and ethical flourishing emerge. This view not only critiques modern alienation, but offers a blueprint for living in an interconnected world where ethics is as much about place and relations as it is about principles. Inner ontology begins with inner instincts, IOIs, primordial existence, inner superposition of inward coherence and outward differentiation. Like a currency before waves, IOIs hold balanced potential. Through inner entanglement, interactions create directional asymmetries, forming patterns, inward for wholeness, like forming communities, outward for diversity, like cultural exchanges. Valence layers add nuance, directional gauges where positive inward builds integrity. For example, self-reflection. Positive outward enhances connection. For example, empathy. Consciousness emerges recursively. self-entangling loops, distinguishing soft emergence, collective patterns like societies from hard emergence, aware self-reference. IO's scale invariance unifies quanta to cosmos, existence as participatory rhythm. 왓츠지자 아이다가라 deeply aligned with IO's IOE. Both are relational grounds where self emerges through entanglement. 아이다가라's between this mirrors IOI's indistinct superposition. A non-substantial field voicing identity via interactions, like how a friendship's shared history generates mutual self-understanding without fixed egos. Pseudo parallels balance modulation. Environmental influence is as directional gauges, where inner coherence, cultural stability in monsoons, contradicts yet affirms outward differentiation. Adaptive rituals. Yielding emergent ethics, for instance, 왓츠지's cherry blossom appreciation reflects inward reflection on impermanence, modulating outward communal bonds. 왓츠지's relational ethics echoes IO's participatory ontology. Consciousness as recursive 아이다가라, not isolated mind, but entangled rhythm. Critics of 왓츠지, like cultural relativism, risking ethnocentrism, are addressed by IO's primitives. 아이다가라 gains universal structure through IOIs, grounding relations in testable entanglements across the context. This fusion extends to social theory, dissolving individualism, collectivism, dichotomies, much like quantum analogies where entanglement resolves dualisms. IO enhances 왓츠지 by providing a minimal ontology for his intuitions. 아이다가라 as the IOI field, pseudo as balance guided emergence, relational self as entangled rhythm. 왓츠지's spatial ethics infuses IO with embodied depth. Ethical participation as modulating inner flows in cultural environments. Conversely, 왓츠지 adds humanistic resonance to IO. His Zen-inspired non-dualism enriches directional monism, portraying existence as self-awakening relationality. This synthesis impacts ethics profoundly. 왓츠지's 아이다가라 as balance modulation fosters relational responsibility. For example, addressing alienation through entangled care, like community programs balancing inward reflection with outward action. Ecologically, pseudo meets IO's fields. Climate change as disrupted balances, urging directional balance for sustainability. Socially, it dissolves agency structure divides, modeling harmonious societies as emergent IOE patterns. In consciousness studies, relational self anticipates emergent mind, testable in AI or neuroscience via recursive networks. Synthesizing 왓츠지 and inner ontology reveals existence as a relational rhythm. 아이다가라 as IOI field, pseudo as entangled balance, self as participatory unfolding. 왓츠지 awakens us to spatial ethics. IO provides directional primitives, elevating Japanese thought to universal framework. From betweenness to IOE recursion, life pulses as interconnected harmony, dynamic, ethical, creative. This invites engagement. Embrace 아이다가라, navigate inner flows, and co-create in the relational cosmos.